What is up, guys? William Wallace here from SPYOptionsTraders.com, giving you the daily market recap. And actually, I didn't do one yesterday, so let's back up to yesterday. So the day before, we had this beautiful drop in the market. It was just absolutely beautiful. It just was actually boring. Lasted pretty much all day. And then yesterday, we got this jump, and obviously we saw that 295 was a support area. So pretty much right out of the gate, we scalped some puts, and it went down. Look at that, $1.75. So it was a great put play right out of the open, pretty much, when it failed 296 there. But then it came back up, and we got some news. Trump released some tapes and There were a few things that went on, but just really what I want to talk about yesterday is the fact that, and I heard this from a lot of different traders as well, yesterday was a lot of fake outs. Today really was too. And so when you've got a lot of news like this going on, it's easy to get faked out, especially when you have biases. And I had a little bit after the day before's huge drop, I had some bearish bias still in me. And so, plus everything was really down below the 20 MA on the hourly chart. So I had some bias. So I actually highlighted some things whenever we were playing. Try to play a put here whenever it tried to go back below 295. And that was a bear trap. So we got trapped on that one. That play did not work out and actually had a nice jump after that. We got stopped out on that one. Then as the day went on, we jumped over 296, and I had already told everybody, look, if it's over 296, it's bullish. But we had this wedge, this rising wedge consolidation here. And so this pattern has typically been a fairly dependable pattern to when we have a drop down, a break down to the downside, we will play a put, and it doesn't usually yield us a huge drop, but this was a total bear trap. Got in right here. If you would have taken just a quick 20-cent scalp, it would have been great, but that's all there was. It didn't even hit 296 for support. It just went straight back on up. So, and it consolidated for the rest of the day right around there, just to tease you, just to make you pissed off at the fact that SPY really wasn't doing anything. And that's pretty much exactly what it did for me. So tried to see some consolidation. Once it broke that, it just decided not to do anything. Consolidation. I mean, it was like super boring. And then we got this another rising wedge. Really nice trend line on this. Really nice call trend line. I had already decided at that point that my bearish tendencies were really filtering my view, and so I was out. But that was a nice dollar move on SPY from about 1:30 until 2:30, and again it broke that and didn't do anything. And you do see that kind of a lot, but there into close it just kind of didn't. We got a little spike, it didn't do much. We got a little drop. It ended pretty even. The good news is that it was a nice day. It was a nice green day on SPY. We needed that. If you look at the daily chart on SPY, there was the 20 MA that we were trying to keep up here, and it ended up closing over the 20 MA. So that was a good day for SPY there. Then into today. Today gave us something a little bit different in that it kind of went sideways overnight and then jumped way up to 298.50 and then came right back down to kind of open with an immediate drop down at the open. And so this was an interesting play here. So at the open, it went straight down and bounced at the 296.67, but also at the daily pivot point here at 296.54. So we actually got in a put whenever this broke. We got it, and actually, where did we play it? Yeah, we played this a little bit early whenever it broke over here. And it ended up going up, but we had several things going on that kind of made this seem like a good play. So we stuck with it. and got a nice little flush here all the way down to 295.53. That was a good support line the other day as well, even though it failed, but it still showed a support, and it was support today. Then we got this this pattern right here, which was actually a few different patterns. If you look right here, we have an inverted head and shoulders, a small one here, but then we had a bigger one here. So as it came back up, it bumped up through 296, rose back up, came back down a little bit, but we actually had a pretty nice pattern, a longer pattern here with the inverted head and shoulders. And so that was a nice little play for a call play on that one. It was good call out in the chat room today by one of the members. So then we just kind of rode that. It went up. On the hourly chart, it started to show we had this hammer candle for an hourly candle, and it started to show a golden cross going into 2 o'clock. So this looked like a really good play beyond just that for the rest of the day. Now, you can see here by the tall wicks on the hourly chart, it basically just had a really hard time crossing the hourly 20 MA, and so we were stopped there. So we got a nice little bounce. A lot of people took some really good profits there, and then it just kind of dropped into the end of the day. But it was kind of boring, but it was actually very interesting as well. Pretty good day for scalps. Pretty good day for playing both calls or puts at the open, playing both puts and calls for the day. So there were some nice plays to be had there. The other plays that we actually made on today is, we played Nugget. That's right. So I've been following Nugget pretty heavily. Always do in regards to SPY, because it's a pretty easy thing to play. And so we played a put whenever it broke this consolidation area. And then we got some news, and then some things happened, and it bounced, but then it just ended up keep dropping. But one of the fun things about Nugget that I found is that once it decides a direction, even if it feels like it's faking you out sometimes, it pretty much always sticks with that direction. So you can see this, it was kind of yeah, and then we got a nice little flush below 33, and so that was really nice. And end of the day, pretty good. Even if you stuck with it, still end of the day, pretty good, flushing out at the end below 33. So that was a pretty nice play on Nugget. Yesterday would have been a far better day to play Nugget. Puts were up huge yesterday, and you can see it did the same kind of thing, and then flushed on down. It was pretty nice. So those were our plays for the last couple of days. We gave the alerts in the chat room. If you are not in the chat, you're not getting the alerts, not getting the training, then please do join us at spyoptionstraders.com. Love to have you. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Oh, the other thing we did yesterday too was an iron condor on SPX. So we had several, even though I got faked out and really didn't have a great day on SPY with the attempts I was trying to make, we did have a nice SPX play that expired worthless. So that was good. So it wasn't all kind of a frustrating day yesterday, but today was much better. So anyways, William Wallace here from SPY Options Traders. Looking forward to seeing you guys in the chat.